let this be.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. It is January 20th. We are one day fast forwarded past the huge victory over the Oklahoma Sooners in the Colonial Life Arena. The three-time national champions put the what's the thing called? The whooping to the Oklahoma Sooners. We won by 41 points. Took it to the woodshed. And layeth the smack of down to Oklahoma and sent them back packing. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, this was the 13th ranked team in the country, and we won by 41 points. Don't forget those things. Sometimes we don't acknowledge the greatness of the South Carolina women's basketball team, but Oklahoma is very, very good, and they just got whooped. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you tell a friend all about Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. We are growing, and right now, because of y'all, South Carolina, Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will is the biggest podcast YouTube channel covering sports. Yeah, that's all because of y'all. The biggest platform on YouTube covering the South Kakalaki women's basketball team and South Carolina sports. Woo! Now let's talk about this game. We did some things. We did some things in this basketball game. We did some things and offensively and defensively. It was Oklahoma was no match. They were no match for us. None. This game, it was a game that they were really embarrassed. Because they thought they could actually win this game. Because you're not gonna, when you're a top level team like that, like Oklahoma is, and who's gonna go far in the NCAA tournament. They thought they could come into Colonial Life Arena and stomp with the big dogs, but they could not. They really couldn't. They couldn't do anything. So many impactful plays in this game by South Carolina, offensively and defensively. So many performances that we can talk about. But we're going to start with the scoring efficiency of a team like South Carolina. South Carolina. All right, Tessa Johnson. I'm not a fan. Let me say that. I'm not a fan of the media just forgetting about the greatness of one Tessa Johnson. And she is not talked about enough when we talk about some of the better players in the SEC. And we know if you're one of the better players in the SEC, you are one of the better players in the country. Okay, the 6'1" wing player from Minnesota, number 25 in her recruiting class, McDonald's All-American, probably the sweetest shot in the country, is not discussed enough. She is not discussed enough, and she's really good defensively. Tessa can handle the ball. She will guard you. She has efficiency in her game, just all in her DNA. She's been off a few games, and if she was due, I said this before. Tessa Johnson was tailor-made for Oklahoma. It was tailor-made for Oklahoma. It was tailor-made for our guards. Hell, it proved out that it was tailor-made for the whole team. But in particular, I knew that Tessa was going to play well. I knew that MiLaysia Fulwiley was going to show off. I knew that. that was going to happen, and it happened. But Tessa was due for a quote-unquote breakout game. She was due. And you have Tessa with a offensive rating of 130.9 and had a 13 points, 5 assists, 0 turnovers. None. Tessa had 0 turnovers. She shot 63% from the field. She shot 75% from 3. Tessa was the epitome, the definition of efficiency in this basketball game. She's so good, man. She is so good. And we have a lot of really good basketball players on this team. And Tessa is one of them. But hey, man, Tessa is nice. She is nice, y'all. We don't talk about her enough. And I'm telling you right now, Tessa, right now in her sophomore year, by the time she gets to be a senior, oh my, I don't know how good this girl gonna be. I don't know how good she's gonna be. She is something nice on the basketball court. And she seemed like a really sweet girl. She does. She just seems like a really sweet girl. The second one, in terms of offensive efficiency in this basketball game, was none other than Sania Feagin. Sania Feagin, offensively and defensively, because Sania Feagin was the player of the game. Sania Feagin, offensively and defensively, there was nothing they could do with her. Nothing. Oklahoma played aggressive. They played physical with everybody except Sania Feagin, because Sania Feagin let them know who she is. Sania Feagin and Joyce Edwards, you can play physical with any of them, but you ain't playing no physical with them because they're going to physical you back. And Sania Feagin, offensively, was our second best offensive player in terms of efficiency. She had 12 points, had 1 assist. She shot 57% from the field, 80% from the free throw line. Ladies and gentlemen, South Carolina shot 82% from the free throw line. South Carolina is one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. You know why? This is why. Sania Feagin can hit free throws well. Joyce Edwards can hit free throws well. Chloe Kitts can hit free throws well. Our 3 post players who go to the line more than anybody on this basketball team. Our guards don't go to the line much, but our 3 post players, oh yeah, they go to the line. They go to the line and they put in work. They put in work, and it is something nice to see. It's cool. It is great. It's great to be that way, because now you have a 3-point free throw percentage that you can count on. You know they're going to shoot the ball well, because I said our guards don't go to the line much, but they can hit them. Pow, can hit the free throws. Tess get the free throws. Fulwiley hit the free throw. So it is a air of confidence now that South Carolina is going to hit their free throws. And ladies and gentlemen, those things will matter when we play in the SEC tournament, and they will matter when we play in the NCAA tournament. Those are the facts of that. And the third one who played a great offensive efficiency game was none other than Raven Hollywood Johnson. Raven played her butt off. She played her butt off. She had offensive efficiency of 114.7. She had 9 points. She had 8 assists. And she had 0 turnovers. There are a whole lot of people who put so much hate on Raven Johnson's name on last night, on yesterday afternoon, because it was a 3:00 game. Somebody better put some respect on that girl name. Somebody better put some respect on her name. You get 9 points and 8 assists. You had a double, had like 5 rebounds too, and no turnovers. What's the player from Kentucky, Georgia Moore? She is leading the league in assists. She's averaging 7-8 assists per basketball game. Well, this is the reason. This is because the media is gonna force you to think that Georgia Moore is the best point guard in the SEC. But here's the thing: Georgia Moore is leading the SEC in assists. She also has abundance of turnovers. Her assist to turnover ratio ain't all out. Ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? And the reason she leads the SEC in assists because she also is in the top 5, top 6 in terms of usage rate. So the ball is always in her hand. So if the ball is always in your hand and you are a point guard, you therefore are going to get a bunch of assists. That's the way it works. That is not the way that it works at the University of South Carolina because we share the ball. What you're going to see, and we beat the brakes off of Kentucky on March the 2nd on Senior Day, you will see how Kentucky runs their offense. Kentucky runs their offense by having Georgia dominate the ball. Nothing wrong with that. It works for them. But Carolina does the complete opposite. We work the ball around, and we find the open player, and the open player gets a very efficient shot. Kentucky is not one of the better efficient offensive machines in the country or the SEC, but they have the player that's going to lead the conference in the SEC in terms of assists. Different offensive systems from 2 different teams with completely different results. Completely different results. But when you have a player like Raven Johnson, who can do what Georgia Moore does if she ran that offense, let's be clear. But in a game like tonight, or last night, I should say, where Oklahoma wanted to run because they got to do their fast pace. We got to run. We got to run. That's what we do. It don't matter the opponent, but we're going to run our offense. It don't matter if the other team is better than us. It don't matter if the other team is in better shape because we saw some players on Oklahoma's side that was huffing and puffing, looking for a break, waving the corner man, say, yo, get me out of here. I need an IV. I need a little bit of drink. I need something to pep me up because I'm tired. I'm tired. There were several times in this basketball game that we saw yesterday that Reagan Beers could barely get up the court. Did she hit a bunch of threes? She did. You know why she hit a bunch of threes? First off, she hit a bunch of threes because she's a really good three-point shooter. Second off, she hit a bunch of threes because she didn't want to run her butt down into the post no more because she was tired. It took so much effort for her to get up because she couldn't. Sometimes, and I looked over at the coach, and the coach like, nope, you ain't going nowhere. You staying in the game because we still about 30 points, and we trying to make this thing closer. Well, coach, it did not get any closer. And Reagan Beers and the whole Oklahoma team in general played the wrong strategy against the three-time national champions. Those are the facts. You cannot run with South Carolina. If you try to run with South Carolina, you will get whooped. That is the thing. You are not as physical. Know why you're not as physical? You know why you're not as good in shape? Because you don't have Molly. You don't have Body by Molly. You don't have her. So you look crazy trying to run up and down the court, and you got to sub out. That's why Oklahoma subs out at the 3-minute mark because they done ran themselves crazy. That's what happens in South Carolina at the 6-minute mark when we ready to sub in. Joyce Edwards or MiLaysia Fulwiley. This was a playground for MiLaysia Fulwiley. She was up on the courts, just like, okay, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And when I was sitting, I could hear her talking smack to some of these girls. MiLaysia Fulwiley was playing a video game, and they didn't have the right controller. It was so great to see. Oklahoma, if we see y'all again, we see y'all in the SEC tournament. If you try to run like that against us, you're going to get beat down worse. I'm just letting you know. Slow it down, so you can catch your breath, and let your players play more than 20 minutes. That's the thing. If Reagan Beers is your best player, she your best player, she the focus point of your offense, why you got her sitting down on the bench for 15 minutes with an ice bag trying to catch some air? I'm just saying. You're not as deep as South Carolina, so we can have multiple players. We can have Ravens getting 22 minutes, the Powell getting 21 minutes, and Joyce getting 22 minutes, and Chloe getting 19 minutes, and Fagan getting 17 minutes. We can have all those things. We can have all the things. You know why? Because we're better. In terms of defense, because we talked about Raven and Sania, and we talked about Tessa in terms of overall offensive efficiency. Before I talk about defense, I got to go to the score. The balance. The balance of the South Carolina women's basketball team on offense is sensational. I see a lot of players breaking this record, breaking that record. Like, hey, this player is got the 2,000 points. This player is the fastest freshman. This player is the fastest sophomore to score. These two players are scoring 75% of their points on the basketball team. South Carolina last night, Joyce Edwards 17 points. MiLaysia Fulwiley 15 points. Tessa Johnson 13 points. Sania Feagin 12 points. Tina Pow 11 points. Bree Hall 9 points. Raven Johnson 9 points. Are you kidding me? We can go on and on. Chloe Kids has 7 points. Ladies and gentlemen, that is called balance. That is balance. That is everybody gets opportunity to get a bite of the apple. It ain't just one player or two players who scored all the points and everybody else just looking on the side like, okay, can I get the ball? I'm on scholarship. Can I get opportunity to score the ball? My parents are watching me too. Can I get a chance to score? Can I shoot it at least one time? That's how it is on some of these teams. It's not like that in South Carolina. You pass, you share the ball, and you will get an opportunity to score the basketball. And you will get an opportunity to win a championship. That's Carolina. The scoring options on this team is everybody. Everybody can score the ball. It's so great to watch a team like this, and it's so refreshing to see. It's just impressive. It's impressive on so many levels, and it just makes you smile when you're watching the product. And we got some games going on, real soon. And we'll discuss that. But the scoring options on this basketball team is different. Defensively, against Oklahoma, and Oklahoma has a very good offense. You wouldn't have known that by watching this game. You would not have known that they were, high in offensive efficiency and field goal percentage, and just a really good, free-willing offense. They were discombobulated. They were dismantled. Whatever dis you can say, that was Oklahoma. And if you go forward with this right here, it's a team effort with Carolina on defense. It's a team effort. You can have a dominant player on defense, and that dominant player on defense is doing her job. But here's the thing: if you got some other players that don't care less about defense, you're not going to be a great defensive team. South Carolina right now is number one in 2-point percentage allowed. Number one, playing the number one strength of schedule in the country. You know why I bring that stat up? Because a team like LSU is coming to town. LSU barely shoot 3-pointers. They do. And LSU's strength is about to go head up with South Carolina's dominant 2-point percentage allowed. The matchups are crazy. My brain just going crazy because I can't wait to do a preview about LSU coming to town. But we're still talking about Oklahoma. But defensive-wise, field goal percentage allowed, South Carolina 6th in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 362 teams. South Carolina number 1 in 2-point percentage and number 6 in field goal percentage allowed. Carolina's number 10 in defensive rating. This is after Ashlyn Watkins tore her ACL. The step upness of this basketball team on the defensive end is special. It is different, man. It is different. And Sania Feagin, who was already playing really good defense with Ashlyn Watkins, on the court with Chloe playing well defensively, she has went to a whole different level. She went to beast mode level. Last night, Sania Feagin had a defensive rating of 69.4. Actually, I said it wrong. She had a defensive rating lower than that. It was 67.8. Ashlyn Watkins' defensive rating was similar. That's what she is doing, y'all. Ashlyn Watkins led the country in defensive rating. Sania Feagin had a defensive rating of 67.8. So whatever's been awakened, she is doing this. A defensive rating of 67.8. And here's the thing. She had a stop percentage of 89.8%. You know what a stop percentage is? A stop percentage is the number of possessions that you are on the court defensively, and 89.8% of the times when she was on the court in defensive possessions, Oklahoma didn't score. Ashlyn Watkins, Chloe Kitts, and now Sania Feagin is the truth defensively. A stop percentage of 89.8%. She had a defensive rebound percentage of 27%. She had a block percentage of 18%. She had 3 blocks. Ladies and gentlemen, she only played 17 minutes. She got 3 block shots in 17 minutes. And one of those block shots, she did a mean mug and just looked at her. That girl is something. She is something, y'all. And we are, if you're a general manager of a WNBA team right here, you're looking at this right here. Looking at this right here. You know what Dawn Staley said? I told you. I told you I got a good one. As you said, that girl different. And we just threw half the season. She's getting better. She's getting better, y'all. She's getting so much better. And if you think about the second best player on defense on yesterday, it wasn't Chloe Kitts. In terms of defensive rating, it wasn't Chloe. It wasn't Joyce. It wasn't even Raven. You know what it was? Oceanside herself had the lowest defensive rating from a perimeter player and the second lowest on the team against Oklahoma. Tina Bao can play the defense. Tina Bao is a terrific all-around player. Yeah, she had 11 points. Yeah, she was 3 for 7 from 3. Yeah, she had 5 assists. All the things was great. Yeah, she had no turnovers. All the things is great. But you know what she also did? She had a defensive rating of 83.5. She had a stop percentage herself of 64%. Tina Bao has improved her defense astronomically since she became a South Carolina Gamecock. She has made herself some money in this WNBA draft that's going to be going down in a few months. She is a definition of a combo guard. Oh, yeah, I can run some point. I get you 5 assists, no turnovers. Oh, I can shoot the lights out too, 3 for 7. Came into the game shooting 41% for 3. I could do all those things. Oh, by the way, I can play some defense as well. I can do everything on the basketball court. And probably the best floater in the league. Tina Bao. If you got Tina Bao playing defense like this right here, you got Sania Feagin playing defense like this and the efficient, offense that we have, because our offense is cooking. It is cooking. It is clicking. It is doing everything. It ain't simmering. It's on boil. It is about to ball all over LSU on Thursday. Turnovers. I knew Oklahoma was going to turn the ball over a lot. That's what they do. They play fast and play out of control. It's frenetic. It's weird. I don't know why they play that way. I just don't care for it. It's just out of place. It's just out of place. And last night, they got 22 turnovers. They had 22 turnovers. 22 turnovers. You get 22 turnovers and you play in that fast-paced game, just slow it down. You're just giving us too many opportunities to get out there and score. You gave me too many opportunities for MiLaysia Fulwiley to make some of your players look crazy. Hey, she got alley-oop. Who gets alley-oops? She got alley-oop on y'all. She did another little crazy layup. She shot from damn near half court. What? I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. The rhythm of Oklahoma offensively and defensively was disrupted when they got off the bus. It was nothing. It was nothing that they could do. It was matter of fact, it's a little embarrassing. It was a little embarrassing because they got out coached. They got it ain't no shame. It ain't no shame to get out coached by Dawn Staley, the Dawn Staley. It's not a shame, right? But damn, like, oh my God. It's like everything that y'all do well, we do better by a lot. By a lot. I mean, I don't know who Oklahoma got next. I don't know. It ain't us. They need to play a mid-major team, but you know what? Ain't no mid-majors in the SEC. They need their confidence back because it got ripped in front of them. South Carolina took their heart. They took their heart. They really did. They curb stomped it. They really did. That was something. You talking about, I don't know, 15, 17,000 fans in that arena going crazy. Crazy. It was so much fun at that game yesterday. So much fun. Upcoming games. Talk a little bit about upcoming games. Because, we're running the gauntlet, right? The gauntlet of 5 straight games in the top 25. So, there might only be 4 teams in the top 25 because Tennessee lost again to Vanderbilt. Tennessee play a similar offense that Oklahoma plays. They shoot a whole bunch of threes, but they don't shoot them well. So it's that NBA style. We're going to shoot up 43 pointers. Even though we shooting 33%, we're still going to shoot them. Please do that against us Monday night. Please. Please and thank you. But first up, we got a game on Thursday. It's by some team in purple and gold. It's some team. LSU ain't beat us in quite some time. It's been years and years since LSU has beat South Carolina. Last time LSU decided to come to the confines of the Colonial Life Arena, they lost by 20 plus points. And that is with injuries. Okay. They don't have injuries no more. They don't have a replacement for injuries. They are a really good basketball team. But let me say this clear and in the microphone. LSU playing Anissa Morrow, Michaela Williams, Flau'jae Johnson, 35 plus minutes a game. And 35 minutes, I'm assuming they're going to play in this basketball game in 3 days. You're not going to beat South Carolina like that. You're not. It's not going to happen. Carolina will wear down LSU again, like we've done multiple times. With that being said, they can't rely on Angel Reese to save them. They can't. Is Anissa Morrow a great player? She sure is. She is a wonderful basketball player. But here's the thing, and I made this analogy a couple days ago. Here's the thing. Or I might have made it last night. I don't remember. Here's the thing. Anissa Morrow averaged 33, 34 points a game. She averaged a double-double. But typical games, I see it on various different sites. She gets you 25 points and 14 rebounds, all those awesome numbers like that, right? Okay. Let's put this in context. Sania Fagan just played last night. Sania Fagan got you 12 points. What she had, like 6, 7 rebounds? She played 17 minutes. She had 3 block shots. My Marlboro County math tells me that if she played the whole game or 34 minutes like Anissa Morrow is going to play in 3 days, that the stats will be very similar. Would it be the same? I'm not sure, but the stats will be similar. Joyce Edwards. Joyce gave you what, 17? I said Fagan gave you 12. Joyce gave you 17. 4 rebounds. 8 for 10 from the field. I don't think Joyce played, 22 minutes in last night's game. Chloe Kitts, 7 points, 6 rebounds, doing what she do. I think 18, 19 minutes last night. What I'm saying is, the 3-headed monster that we have in the post is a little different than what they have in the post. Anissa Morrow is going to get the bulk of their rebounds in the game on Thursday. That's going to happen. She's also going to play the bulk of the minutes in the post as well. What happens, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow and Wednesday, but what happens if and when Anissa Morrow gets in foul trouble? Who comes in then? What happens is if a Flajay Johnson gets in foul trouble, trying to guard Fulwiley, trying to guard Powell, trying to guard Raven, trying to guard Tessa. And I say those names. I didn't even mention Maddy. I say those names because the abundance of the depth of this basketball team going against their 6 players that they're going to play on Thursday night. Oh, yeah. You're going to see some players on LSU ain't going to see no parts of that court other than warm-ups. You're going to see some players on LSU's team that don't even need to take a shower because they ain't going to get no minutes. No minutes. LSU is going to rock with 6 players tomorrow or Thursday. I was wondering before LSU, before the Oklahoma game yesterday, I was just thinking, I was like, okay, I'm not sure who's better between Oklahoma and LSU. I still don't know who's better. I still don't. I really don't. I don't know who's better between those 2 teams. We'll find out because they got to play each other. What I do know is LSU has not played to the level of what LSU has been over the past 3-4 years. They have struggled somewhat in the SEC play. They've won. But I remember a last second shot. I remember a struggle against Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt just beat Tennessee. So Vanderbilt might be like that. What if, ladies and gentlemen, what if LSU plays us on Thursday and loses by 30? What are they going to say after that? Because that's different than Oklahoma. It's different. This is LSU. This is a media darling. This is Kim Mulkey. This is so many things. But what if they lost by 30? We'll see. Let's break down tomorrow's game or tomorrow's show. We'll break down more about. Matter of fact, let's talk about LSU's offense and how South Carolina going to stop LSU's offense tomorrow's show. And then on that's what, Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we will break down how Carolina is going to whoop up on LSU's defense. And then Thursday's pregame show, because the game is linked to 8 o'clock. We're going to do a pregame show and talk about the prediction of that big, huge game on ESPN. Can't wait. Great week. For everybody watching, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. If you just chopping it up with me, hanging out with me, make sure you do all those things. Subscribe to the channel so we can continue to make this the biggest, YouTube channel covering Gamecock sports. Let's have some fun, y'all. You're not rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.